credit to Colorado. I think they're good. I think they're quite good. They have a lot of interesting ideas with the ball and some really threatening players in transition. So it was never going to be an easy game, and it was certainly tough. I thought we played pretty well early on. And then we get the red card, or they get the red card, and we go up a man. We have a few chances. We didn't take them, but we felt like we were in pretty good position. And then next thing you know, we're even numbers and we're down 2 goals. It was actually quite surreal. But what I would say is that the character that the group showed, being down 2 goals, losing a man advantage. Like losing a man advantage almost feels like you've gone down a man. You know what I mean? That's the kind of emotion that it would be. So all of a sudden you've essentially lost your advantage and you're down 2-0. It's a horrible place to be. And I think we got even better and more engaged and more intense at that point. And I didn't think we weren't before, but I thought at that point the response was excellent. And then it turned into this this crazy game. But obviously really, really proud of the response of the group and how, how they came back from what is a really, really tough situation.
You said yesterday that you weren't too worried about, you weren't worried at all about Josh, that you felt he was going to come good. Obviously got the goal and the assist today. What can you say about his performance overall and going 90 minutes as well?
I think really good. I've said this so many times, I think Josh is good at everything that you need a forward to be good at. And we see bits and pieces of it every time we've seen him play, and then we see more of it when we see more minutes. Obviously, his hold-up play is excellent. He's very tidy in tight spaces, but he also has really good timing as to when to get forward and decisions about how can he get himself in front of the goal. And then, obviously, the heading ability, because we saw it last week as well. So if he gets opportunities, he's extremely dangerous there. So I feel like Josh is settling in quite well and getting quite comfortable with his teammates and that sort of thing, and the league. And I think we've only scratched the surface of what we're going to see.
Robin, also, what are your thoughts on Mateus? He made his debut today.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to get Mateus in. I thought he was really, really good. Decision-making, some of his crossing, some of his choices of where to pass. And then defensively, I thought he was solid as well. He's a good player. He's a very good player, and we're definitely excited to have him healthy, and certainly look forward to seeing more from him as well.
And also from the sideline, how do you manage a game with so many swings like this one?
It's challenging, and one of the reasons why we were able to deal with all these swings and up a man, down 2 goals, is because of the maturity of the group. Because I can't prescribe everything, and I certainly can't talk to everyone. And as the situations change, it takes an experienced group of guys to be able to look, assess, see where we are, see what we need to do. And we try to get information into them, and at some points we do, and sometimes it just comes down to them making decisions. And today was one of those days where I felt like the maturity of the group showed, because it was a very difficult situation. And I think if we didn't have the experience and leadership that we did on the field, that we wouldn't have probably handled it quite as well. Formations go out the window, and you start dropping cards, and now it's about guys understanding where they need to be. And I thought we did a really good job of that today.
Is Zimmerman okay?
He had a slight calf tightness and just wasn't really, I think it was the second goal where he got caught in the 1v1 with Rafa, and you could see he just couldn't move well. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but certainly on the day he needed to come out.
You spoke about it.
I know you do a lot of hard practices and stuff. How did you draw up the equalizer?
How did I draw up the equalizer? Oh, I didn't draw up anything at that point. It was chaos, and it's these guys, these same mature players making good decisions. Like I said, I'm really proud of them because they found a way. It was very difficult. It was a very, very difficult environment. And this group of guys really came together and found ways to obviously come back from down 2 goals, not only to that point, but then to get a winner as well.
You spoke about the emotion of going from up a man to down 2-0. What's it like going from down 2-0 to restoring that advantage and being tied?
I think it depends on the situation, meaning sometimes you come back and you're just happy to get a tie. But I felt like we clearly wanted more, and we needed to see that from the team. And so we get to 2-2, and it's probably the first time in a long time that I can recall being down with that large a deficit and getting back to even and just thinking, we've got to win this game. So it wasn't satisfaction to get back to 2-0. It was really the mission, the job is still out there to be done. And I think without me even saying that to the team or being able to get the word out to them, it was clear that they were not looking to settle at that point.
You ever been involved in a game like this, Robin, where there's so many swings and there's like 3 red cards and it's just...
Maybe, John, but I can't remember. This is the type of game that you try to forget as quickly as possible. So there may have been, I figure I've been in a lot of football matches and I've probably seen something close to this, but yeah. No. In fact, I just remembered, I think it was 2016, we were up a man, up a goal, or up 2 men, and ended up losing that game. It was in San Jose.
Yeah, I remember.
That was the other side of this coin. This is when it works out well. That was the other side of it. But that's probably the closest one I can think of off the top of my head. That was just an insane game.
How serious is the injury to Georgie?
I don't think we really know yet, to be quite honest. And he's basically been carrying some sort of groin pain since the beginning of preseason, and it's just getting slightly worse, and it just felt like it was a time that we need to really figure out what's going on with him.
Robin, can you tell me what was the message at halftime, especially considering you were 1 man up, and then going 3 minutes afterwards? How was the message and how do you change that back?
Yeah, the message at halftime didn't mean anything because all of a sudden we were down 2-0. It was really about organizing ourselves defensively to be more aggressive in the front part of the field and to get more numbers higher. So it was a lot of talk about positioning and where guys needed to be and how we were going to try to exploit the man advantage. And like you said, in 3 minutes, all of that went out the window. And that's why I said it really comes down to this mature group of players who could have been frazzled by the situation, and they really weren't. You just saw guys put their head down, and you see more determination. And yeah, it was really good to see.
And then can you tell me what was your reaction from that mistake from Stefan and Rosenberg in that weird play?
Yeah, for me, it's not the same reaction as, say, the fans, because I know they jeered Zach after that. For me, it was just, okay, now we're even. Now let's go win the game. I never would have expected. Zach's feet are phenomenal, and it was a really unlucky situation for him, which obviously was really fortunate for us. And don't spend too much time thinking about how the goal came about. All of a sudden we're 2-2 and we have a chance to win. So that was really the thought.
Robin, was that a shot or a cross from Richie?
I don't care. You'll have to ask Richie that. I really don't care. The way he hit it, I'm pretty sure he was shooting. Pretty sure.